You wake up late. You feel heavy, mentally slow. You try to get going, but the words do not come. Focus feels impossible. Even basic decisions take effort. This is not just being tired. This is brain fog, and it is one of the most destructive side effects of poor sleep. Here is the true thing. When you are sleep deprived, your brain is not just fatigued. It is metabolically compromised. Your prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for attention, problem solving, and self-control, loses power. The result is scattered thoughts, low motivation, poor memory, and emotional volatility. So in this video, I will show you how to fight back, how to harness specific neuroscience-based tools that restore mental clarity and productivity, even after a bad night of sleep. Why is it that some people can recover quickly after poor sleep, while others spiral into dysfunction? What actually causes the cognitive fog, and how do you override it in real time? And most importantly, how do you protect your productivity when your energy is gone? The answers are scientific. They are actionable, and they are more effective than caffeine alone. Ask yourself, if your brain is foggy, how can your best ideas even surface? To fight brain fog, you first need to understand what it is and what it is not. Brain fog is not a diagnosis. It is a symptom, a signal from the nervous system that your brain is unable to process, prioritize, or regulate information efficiently. Here is what is happening X. During deep sleep, your brain performs critical maintenance. It flushes metabolic waste via the glymphatic system. It consolidates memories. It recalibrates neurotransmitters like dopamine and acetylcholine. When you miss out on deep or REM sleep, these processes are incomplete. Toxins accumulate, neural communication slows, inflammation rises, and the result is a sluggish, reactive brain. Poor sleep impairs glucose metabolism in the frontal cortex. That means your brain cannot access the fuel it needs to think. It is like trying to run a computer on 20% battery, with background apps still draining power. This is why poor sleep makes you impulsive, distractible, short-tempered. But the good news, neuroscience has uncovered specific levers you can pull to activate your alertness systems even without full rest. And we will break them down in this episode. Reflective question: when you wake up foggy, what is your instinctive first action? And does it actually help? The most effective way to override brain fog after poor sleep is not a pill, is not a nap. It is light and movement. Let us begin with light. Natural sunlight, especially in the first hour after waking, activates the retinohypothalamic tract, a pathway from the eyes to the brain's circadian clock in the suprachiasmatic nucleus. This triggers a rise in cortisol and norepinephrine, two chemicals essential for mental clarity and alertness. Even if your sleep was fragmented or short, sunlight exposure helps signal to your braining it is time to focus. Artificial indoor light cannot replicate this. Even on a cloudy day, outdoor light is 10 and 100x more powerful than indoor bulbs. Now add movement. If gentle exercise increases blood flow to the brain and releases brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. This supports neural connectivity and boosts dopamine. You are not working out to burn calories. You are exercising to reboot cognition. A protocol I often recommend: J, walk outdoors for 15 minutes shortly after waking. Ed, combine this with nasal breathing to engage the parasympathetic system. The GI, if walking is not possible, stretch or perform 2 minutes of light body weight movement. This combination of light and motion is like flipping the on switch for your brain, even when your energy feels stuck in off. Challenge for tomorrow: instead of reaching for your phone or coffee first thing, go outside. Move. Feel the change. One of the most frustrating aspects of brain fog is low motivation. You want to work, but you do not feel like it. You know what needs to be done, but you cannot start. This is not laziness. This is dopamine dysfunction, and dopamine is tightly tied to sleep. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter that fuels drive, anticipation, and reward. Poor sleep reduces dopamine receptor sensitivity, especially in the prefrontal cortex and striatum. This means your brain sees the task, but does not feel the pull to complete it. Caffeine gives you a temporary boost, but it does not fix the underlying circuitry. Over time, it can even worsen the crash. Instead, we use what I call dopamine disciplining, leveraging behavior to restore motivation. Here is how. 1. Break your work into very small wins. Each win creates a micro-dopamine pulse. This begins to re-engage your reward circuitry. 2. Use novelty. Change your work location, try a new tool, or even change the order of your routine. Novelty spikes dopamine. 3. Pair a mildly difficult task with a small reward. But always delay the reward until the task is complete. This reinforces effort-driven dopamine release. 4. Avoid dopamine stacking. Do not combine music, coffee, social media, and work all at once. This blunts your baseline over time. When you are sleep deprived, you cannot rely on natural motivation, but you can rebuild it deliberately. Reflective questioning: what is one task today that feels too hard, but could be made possible with smaller steps and one clear reward? If you are in a deep mental fog, struggling to engage, stuck in indecision, or just feeling flat, there are 2 tools that work faster than almost anything else: controlled breathing and cold exposure. First, breathing. Specific breath protocols can rapidly shift your nervous system, stating 6 a physiological sigh, 2 inhales through the nose, 1 slow exhale through the mouth reduces CO air and increases oxygen, instantly clearing brain fog. J-box breathing: inhale, hold, exhale, hold, all for 4 seconds. Increases parasympathetic tone, sharpening focus under pressure. These techniques send real-time signals to your brainstem and cortex, increasing alertness and regulation. Second, cold exposure. Cold showers or face immersion in cold water stimulate norepinephrine release and activate the locus coeruleus, a key center of wakefulness. In just 3,060 seconds, your focus and energy can dramatically increase. A protocol I recommend: G. Start with 102 minutes of cold water to the face and neck in the morning. ZEC, for greater impact. Take a 3-minute cold shower, rotating the water across your back, chest, and legs. Check always breathe deeply and remain calm. The goal is controlled stress. These tools are not about toughness. They are about neurochemical leverage. training your system to shift gears, even when sleep has failed you. Challenge use one breath protocol and one cold exposure this week. Track your mental clarity before and after. When sleep is poor, the brain becomes metabolically inefficient. It burns glucose faster, becomes insulin resistant, and craves instant energy. That is why, after bad sleep, you are more likely to reach for sugar, caffeine, and ultra-processed snacks. But feeding a foggy brain junk only makes things worse. To fight brain fog nutritionally, you must stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and support neurotransmitter production. Here are the guidelines graduate a protein-rich breakfast within 90 minutes of waking. Include eggs, Greek yogurt, protein shakes, or lean meats. This increases dopamine and stabilizes cortisol. Avoid high glycemic carbs in the morning. Skip pastries, juicy cereals, and even fruit until later in the day. OJ include healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, or nuts. These slow digestion and provide long-lasting fuel. J add brain-specific nutrients, omega-3s, magnesium glycinate L, tyrosine for dopamine, and choline-rich foods like eggs or liver. Also important, hydrate aggressively. A dehydrated brain is a foggy brain. Drink 12 to 16 ounces of water immediately after waking, before any caffeine. Remember, your brain is not just tired. It is hungry for precision fuel. Reflective question: what was your first meal after your last poor night of sleep? Did it energize or drain you? When you are well rested, your brain can handle complexity. But when you are sleep deprived, your working memory, decision speed, and cognitive flexibility all drop. This is why the worst thing you can do during brain fog is force yourself into your hardest tasks. You will fail and your motivation will sink. Instead, use task trijig. AJ, identify low cognitive load tasks, email sorting, organizing shallow work, and start there. This builds momentum. SE delay complex planning, negotiations, or heavy creative work until after your energy resets. Usually midday after movement and nutrition. G, use time blocking, 25-minute intervals with breaks. To reduce cognitive overwhelm. Also, eliminate open loops. When foggy, the brain is overwhelmed by incomplete tasks. Writing them down externalizes the mental load and frees cognitive bandwidth. You are not lowering your standards. You are aligning your tasks to your state, which is the essence of intelligent productivity. Ask yourself, what is one easy win? Task you can complete in the next 10 minutes to reduce cognitive load. You now have tactical tools for fighting fog today. But long term, the only true cure for brain fog is consistent, high-quality sleep. Let us be clear, you cannot permanently out-hack sleep. You can only buy yourself time. At some point, your nervous system will demand restoration. So what are the neuroscience-backed keys to long-term prevention? 1. Anchor your wake-up time, even on weekends. Circadian stability matters more than duration alone. 2. Get early morning light daily to lock in your 24-hour rhythm. 3. Eliminate caffeine after 2 p.m. to protect adenosine buildup and melatonin release. 4. Power down 90 minutes before bed. Reduce stimulation, screens, and overhead lighting. 5. Use NSDR during the day. It helps offset partial sleep debt and supports memory and focus. 6. Prioritize deep sleep through temperature control, darkness, and pre-sleep calm. If brain fog is a regular visitor in your life, it is time to stop managing it and start reprogramming your system to prevent it. Challenge egg. Choose one nighttime habit to improve your sleep quality this week. Small hinges swing big doors. You are not broken. Your brain is not lazy. It is tired, and it needs your support, not your shame. Poor sleep happens. Life gets messy, but you are not powerless. You now have tools. Light, movement, breath, cold, nutrition, mindset that allow you to reclaim focus, rebuild clarity, and stay productive even when conditions are not perfect. The greatest performers in the world are not those who feel great every day. They are those who can still show up and do something meaningful on the days they do not. So I will ask Yug, what is one tool from this episode that you will apply tomorrow, the next time you wake up foggy? Drop your answer in the comments. Let this be the moment you reclaim your mind. Even when your sleep fails you. If this speech helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who is stuck in the fog. Let us help them rise above it, one action at a time.